is due to say mass to some 300,000 pilgrims on Sunday. The U.S. military has decided not to charge anyone over a NATO airstrike that killed 24 Pakistani soldiers in November. That's according to a report in the New York Times. It says an investigation into the incident has found the strike was carried out in self-defense. An earlier inquiry by U.S. authorities had blamed both U.S. and Pakistani troops. Relations between the two sides plummeted after the strike. Well, for more, let's speak to Arsalan Iftikhar. He's an international human rights lawyer and global managing editor at the Crescent Post. Joins us live from Washington, D.C. Thank you very much for your time. So, as we've been saying, relations between the U.S. and Pakistan have been quite frosty recently, and there had been hope of a resumption of full diplomatic ties in recent weeks. What do you think the consequence of this decision will be by the U.S.?
Well, I don't know if it's going to have much of an impact based on other high-profile controversies that we've seen dealing with the war in Afghanistan, including most recently, of course, the murder of 16 Afghani civilians by U.S. Staff Sergeant Robert Bales and the burning of Qurans at Bagram Air Force Base. What's interesting to note about this recent military finding is that the American military found that there was no criminal negligence involved in the November attack, cross-border attack, which killed 24 Pakistani soldiers. What they said was that there was a lack of communication between the Pakistani and the NATO forces in Afghanistan, that it was due to the fog and friction of war. And again, I think because, the U.S. Army is currently charging Staff Sergeant Robert Bales with 17 counts of premeditated murder, I think they're focusing on more high-profile and more black and white cases like that.
But interesting timing, perhaps. President Obama is due to meet the Pakistani Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani on the sidelines of the Security Summit in South Korea. What do you think, is going to be the tone of those discussions between the two leaders, and who do you think has the upper hand in this relationship right now?
Well, I think a lot of analysts out there have said that this is sort of a marriage of convenience when it comes to global affairs. I think that at the end of the day, the United States needs Pakistan and Pakistan needs the United States for several reasons. Let's not forget that after the attack in November 2011, President Obama did offer his condolences and his regrets to the Pakistani people. And so I think this latest finding is more of something within not only international law, but within the military legal system here in the United States, that the acts were part of the fog of war and didn't rise to the level of criminal negligence that would warrant any sort of criminal